Well, just like that, Harley's looking for a new CEO. So, looks like the Harley Davidson CEO has retired, stepped down, whatever. He's gone. And I think that was a long time coming. I don't think a lot of people were happy with his performance. He's been in there 5 years. Sales are not great. I will say I don't think it's all his fault. I think the economy is on a downward shift, so even whoever the next person going in, think they have an uphill battle. But let's get into what happened. So I would love to, first of all, hear your opinions. Comment down below and let me know what you think about the situation, any points I bring up or anything like that. I would love to hear from you in the comment section. So, yes, a foreign CEO has come into Harley from Puma, and 5 years later, no one is surprised that he's gone. Everyone's ready for him to be gone. Does it matter that he's foreign? Not really, but it did not look like he embraced Harley Davidson at all. It definitely looked like he took a European approach, and in my opinion, Harley Davidson is one of the last real American-made vehicle. Because Chevy, Ford, Dodge, they're not. I don't even consider them like a, root of America made vehicle. They're just not. Harley Davidson is just that last of a dying breed, in my opinion. We're not going to talk about Indian being that way just because they haven't been around that long, because they are Polaris. We're just going. They've only been around for 5, 6, whatever years, maybe 10, I don't know. But Polaris has not been around that long in the Indian name, whatever. But Harley has stuck it out through thick and thin, and the new CEO came in, and it just did not look like he had any idea of what the culture of Harley is about. There is one problem that Harley has that we'll get to that CEO had nothing to do with, and I think the new CEO I hope they can get a grasp on it, and I'll have an opinion on that, of how I think they can fix things. But the CEO came in, they pushed a lot of European, they pushed putting bikes overseas, and I do think that Harley is a premium brand. I'm not going to say that your average everyday American is going to walk in there and get a brand new bagger. Would I like them to? Absolutely. Even if that's not what they want, I think they should be able to afford to do so. It is a blue collar bike, in my opinion, but it also is on the premier side. While there's options and cheaper options, even though Harleys will be synonymous with unreliability, the fit and finish is usually better than their counterpart, especially if you like that particular style. So many other manufacturers have a molded, just one piece, all made out of just a one piece mold. I know that was redundant, but it makes sense. Of a bike. Swooping lines, everything is just one piece. Whereas a Harley, it feels like you have a frame, you have tins, you have a motor, and everything is pieced together individually to give you what you want. Harley Davidson is the king of customization because, first of all, I understand a lot of people don't like the fact that maybe you buy a motorcycle and you need to change the handlebars, you need to change seat, you need to change all these things. But it's not a car. A car, you have telescoping steering wheels, adjustable seats, all these different things. No, motorcycles are fit to the rider. They're basically custom fit. You need to get it the way you want it. So I don't really care about all these super nice things that they have from the factory per se. I want a good option of changing things. I was split on the 24s when they come out, the 24 baggers. I love the price point. I think you got a lot of bike for the price. Visually, I think they missed the mark. The Road Glide fairing has grown on me a little, but they didn't need to change the bags. The controls are hideous. Harley controls have been top tier for a long time, and I believe they ruined it. Whatever. Now, one thing they did do, I will give credit where credit's due, their stock seat on the 24 baggers, I'm sure the 25 is the same, they are nice. Usually with a Harley, you have 3 seats. You have the one it came with, one that's comfortable for you, and the one that's comfortable for riding 2 people, or for 2 up. But I don't know, that stock seat isn't actually that bad. They introduced like the head cooling and all that, so you got water cooled now. They tried, and I know the CEO tried, and they tried to go with technology because everyone was complaining that Harley's so old, and then they did technology, and then they said, oh, that's not Harley. So missed the mark a little bit. I don't think people want a lot of that stuff. I don't think they believed in the CEO from the start. I don't think they liked the position of the CEO. I think the CEO tried to divide a little bit, even when he was trying to unify. He doesn't understand the culture. And he had to go. Just didn't understand. Harley was going in a bad direction. He has to go. Love to hear your feedback in the comments. Good, positive, negative, whatever. There is one thing that I still do not hear people talk about, which I think is the #1 problem that Harley has. Harley is still competing with their older self, in my opinion. This is my 08 Dyno Lowrider. I have an 18 Road Glide. Unless I'm going on a really long trip, and when I say long trip, I mean I have to ride multiple days to get where I'm going, or the wife is riding with me, I'd rather have this. That bike is 10 years newer. Now we're getting close to bikes being, 16, 18 years newer? I would not trade this bike for any brand new Harley that is out there. If they straight up, they wanted to give me a new CVO, they wanted to give me a new ST, new Road Glide, whatever, new Softail, Lowrider S, I would not trade it. I just wouldn't. This does everything I need it to. I picked this bike up for $5,000. Now, of course, we spent about $5,000 to $6,000 on the way you see it. But I scraped, I saved, I did Black Friday sales, I did all those things, and we're able to completely transform this bike. Now, it is absolutely disgusting because it's pollen season here in North Carolina. But that is my point. You can pick these bikes up and ride them across the country. You can buy $10,000 baggers and ride them across the country. Harley is still competing with what they did years ago. Those late 2000s to all the 2010s, those Harleys are mint. You're starting to get them for a good price because you can make crazy power with M8s with a lot less money. So the M8s are getting way more popular, so you can pick these twin cams up. And the younger generation can buy these. I've always said it, Harley's competing with themselves more than they're competing with anyone else. They need to figure out a way to get that culture back and give people a reason to come into the store. Even if it's not meant to buy a new bike. I know everyone laughs and says Harley's just a t-shirt company. Well, that's because they do it better than anybody else. They've created a culture. They need to reinvest in that culture. They need to win it back. They need to figure out a way to make Harley #1 again in everyone's hearts. They need to bring everybody together, talk about riding. They need to promote the racing. They need to just promote the culture. I will say one good thing that has spawned, in my opinion, from Harley dropping the ball, and that's companies like mine. I own Wretched Clothing. We do stuff in the motorcycle space. We actually make bags and a bunch of different things. You can check it out, wretchedclothing.com. But this video is not about me. I want to drive home the fact that even though Harley has missed the mark, there are so many other companies out there that you can pick things up for. Rad parts like exhaust, pegs, motors, handlebars, pretty much everything, fairings. Like, you can pretty much do everything aftermarket, and that's what makes Harleys great. So if Harley maybe can reinvest into that, they can work on their culture, they can work with these smaller companies. I know there's certain Harley dealers that will have other companies' stuff in their dealer, and they're just basically a distributor, or they get wholesale too, and that's great also. But all in all, I think it's a great move that the CEO is gone. They can move on to somebody else. I'm curious to see if they promote somebody within, or they just go with somebody completely different. Maybe instead of Puma, they can get somebody from Reebok. I don't know. But hopefully we can turn some stuff around. I will say the economy's not headed that direction. So I still think there's a hard road to drive or ride ahead of everybody. But I think it's a good move. I'm excited to see what happens in the next quarter and into the next year. But let me know your opinion. I wanted to get this video out since the news. I'm recording this literally just a few hours after hearing about this news. We're going to try to get this video out as soon as possible. It's Tuesday. I'm going to try to get it out on Thursday. We'll see if we did it. But if you don't mind, hit that like button. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. And as always, keep it wretched.